What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Red, host of the RH3 show. I want to thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Today is another Ask RH3 video. Yes, today's another Ask RH3 video, and it comes from a girl, Shar. Thank you so much for submitting this question, and I hope I can read it. I'm gonna put on my glasses, then I'm gonna take them off whenever I'm talking back with you. Hold on, these bad boys are dirty. Hold on 1 minute. There we go. The question reads, it says, at what part of your life did you begin living a Christian lifestyle? Did you come up in the church, and what are your struggles has been as a Christian? What advice do you have for those that want to follow Christ, like where to start, and can you give advice on forgiveness and your experience with forgiveness? First start off, what part of my life did I begin living a Christian lifestyle? Whenever, let me see, I say when I started living a Christian lifestyle was about, let me see, 7 years ago maybe. I started actually living the lifestyle about 7 years ago, and I was so heavily into music, rap music. Then, the music that I grew up in the 90s, in the late 80s. I was so into rap music. And that's what was I was always a good kid and always a good teenager. Well, not always. Let me stop lying. But I played it safe, put it like that. I was always sneaky at what I did, but I was struggling from, this side to the other side, trying to, wanted to do this and drink, smoke, do whatever. Then I also wanted to live that Christian lifestyle, and I was just back and forth. And, it was at one point, like I said, about 6 or 7 years ago, I was like, God, I want to live for you, right? I want to do for you, but I just can't, get a hold to what's holding me, which is that music. I had already stopped drinking. I had already, stopped the little bit of smoking that I did. I did more drinking than I did smoking. And, those were my habits, and those were my, bad things as a teenager and as a young adult. And so I had already stopped that, but the only thing that was holding me was the music. And so, I don't know what, yes I do. I was at church one day, and I was one of those stragglers, working in the church, but still doing my own thing outside of church. And I was, in our media broadcast room, and I was listening to the radio as I was editing tapes or whatever. And I was, and I heard Canton Jones, I think his song Birthday. Jesus Christ is stepping in the world like a visa. And as I was listening to his music, I was like, wow, this is something that I could listen to, and this was something that I'm used to. So Canton Jones, the Lord put his songs and his music in my spirit, like, look, you can take out what's, and, I have somebody that's doing the same thing that the devil is doing, but he's doing it, for me or whatever, and that what had brought me over music-wise. Then as I continued to listen to music, listen to Canton Jones, I started listening to Lecrae, and I started to, listen to other hip-hop artists, hip-hop gospel artists, and, the intro to the RH3 show, J.B. Real, he's another one that, did hip-hop gospel music, and I was like, you know what, this is something I can, tune into. And as I was listening to that, I was feeding my spirit or whatever, and I began to listen to worship music or whatever. So that what brought me from, how I began living the Christian lifestyle is through the music or whatever. And, it may be interesting and surprising to some, but yes, it was the music. And I was so happy for it. And then as I listened to the music, and as I continue to, music, y'all, music is food for me, and it's comforting, and music do to me what food do to, your body. It whenever I'm hungry or whatever, or my soul is hungry or whatever, or if I feel, down or whatever, I have to listen to music. And now it's praise and worship music, and now is, anything, Christian and, contemporary gospel, worship music, whatever is that. And then, of course, the food or whatever. But, yeah, that's how I began living my Christian lifestyle, is through the music. Second part of this question is, did you come up in church? Yes, I came up in church. My grandmother, her home church in South Carolina was a Baptist church. Then when she moved to North Carolina, and, when she would take us to church, it was a Baptist church. And so from a young age till now, I've been in church, and I didn't understand, what church was, and I didn't understand who God was, and I didn't understand, the walk with Christ, and I didn't understand about prayer, tithing, all of that, fasting, and studying and reading your word, until I'm at the church that I am now. And I've been at this church, since I left from the church that my grandmother raised us up in. So this is actually my second church that I've only known. But and I've been at this church approximately 21 years maybe. So it's been a while. So yes, you can say that I have been brought up in church. I came up in church. Another part of this question is, what your struggle has been as a Christian. I'm gonna be real with you all. I'm gonna be so real with you all that it ain't gonna be. I'm gonna just be so real with y'all. What has been has been a struggle for me as a Christian. Some people can say, well, I ain't nothing. I'm just all here and I got it all together. And as a young adult, who's young in age, and I'm living for the Lord, and I'm single, and I'm just waiting for God to send me the right person, and I have no struggles or anything, that will be a lie. That will be a lie. So with me, with your boy Red, what has been a struggle with me is, I'm in my early 30s, and I'm trying to get to a point where I'm settling down, and relationship-wise, temptation, that has been a struggle with me lately. As a Christian, temptation with females, that has been a struggle. Again, music lately, and I'm going to be honest with you, but I have been fighting it, but lately, the devil has been saying, oh, you used to do this, you used to do that, and that brought you happiness, and that brought you this, and you used to be mellow and calm when you did this, and, whatever, when you listen to this, why don't you go back to it? No, because I have been in a point in my life lately that, I've been, been yearning for God or whatever, and, the devil, been whispering in my ears, oh, you can go back to this, you can do this, whatever. No, so that has been a struggle, temptation, music, what I used to do in the past, this, that, and the third. That has been my latest struggle. And it has been a fight, and, I have, won and come on top, but I'm still, trying to break through with that. What advice do I give to those who want to follow Christ? What advice I give to you is, even with me, like I had the problem with music wise. Start listening to. Some people say, well, don't listen to hip hop, gospel. That ain't good for you, and they still, that's just, still struggling. If it's if it can help you out, and if it's talking about the Lord and Savior Jesus, and they're talking about, God saving you, go for it. Listen to it. And I would say, be around those who not struggling with you, because two struggles, y'all still gonna be pulling, and y'all gonna be talking about, well, I wish I want to do this, but I can't, and I want to do this, but I can't. And then y'all gonna give into whatever. Do not be around people who struggling. Be around somebody who is your age, but is stronger than you. Be around somebody that can push you, like, hey, you can do this, you can do that, you can push through or whatever. that's all I say. And then, study and be in Bible study, and go to, if your church have, like singles enrichment, young adult ministry, whatever, get into those, because I promise you, y'all, I like I said, I've been at my church for 21 years. 20 years, I would say 20 years, approximately 21 years. And, the singles enrichment is open to those 18 and older. And I'll give you my age. I'm 31. I've just joined into that enrichment probably about 2 years ago, a year ago. I never, ever went to one of the enrichment sessions to probably this make 2 years. I think this make 2 years. And, they had that set in place for me to where I can grow, in the, as a young Christian single, and, telling me who God has for me, and telling me that, my wife is hidden, that I gotta, continue to study and pray and do whatever, study and pray more or whatever. And I'm like, wow, I should have been doing that, because my previous relationship, all of that could have been avoided. So, yeah, I say, get involved in church, and don't, I'm going to tell you, don't, and I may be wrong for saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway, don't let nobody in church, you shove it down you. Let them feed you slowly, because if they shove it down you, like a newborn baby in Christ, or like a regular baby, if you shoving food down, so you're going to get choked. So just gradually let them feed it to you, and you gradually go to Bible study, go to Sunday school, go to morning worship service, and get involved, and let the Lord use you. That's what I can tell you, for those who want to follow Christ. Study under somebody that can really encourage you and push you. And also, if you want to follow Christ and you're still young and you're a Christian and you're single or whatever, I'm going to do a shameless plug. It's not my page, but it's a page on Facebook. It's called Dating and Waiting, and I'm on there. And you can join it, and it encourages V and Kiana. They both encourage singles, young adults, Christians. They're married, but they encourage us young adults, they encourage the teens, the young adults, the adults, the older ones that are single and waiting for God, or, that don't want to be married, but they still encourage. So I advise you to join that. Okay, back to my questions. But yeah, that's what I would have an advice for you who want to follow Christ. Not the last one, next to the last one. And lastly, the two last question is, can I give advice on forgiveness and my experience with forgiveness? My advice with forgiveness, that can be a heavy load lifter, a burden lifter. It can help. And forgiveness with me, before I started following Christ and before I got real with God, I was the most vengefulest. I was, oh man, I wanted to be, I was very deceitful, not really deceitful, but I was just eager to get revenge. I was so eager to get revenge on people, and I wanted to get them myself, and, those who did me wrong, I'm like, what, okay, I'm going to get you. Actually, I did put that in place. But now, that was all petty. But what my advice on forgiveness is, please forgive. Forgive them, and then just release them and let them go, and then, go to them and say, hey, I forgive you for what you've done to me, and I, want to release you, and I'm sorry if, and they say that you shouldn't supposed to say if, but, I disagree on that, because if I do something to you and I don't know you hurt me, then I don't know that I hurt you, who am I? I mean, how am I supposed to know? So, go to them and say, hey, I forgive you. I'm sorry. Forgive me for what I've done. If I hurt you, please forgive me. And the last thing it says, and my experience with forgiveness. We did a experiment. Excuse me. We did an experiment in our singles enrichment group to where our singer enrichment advisor told us, look, I want you to do 3 things to help you with your forgiveness and to help you with your walk or whatever. I want you to write 4 letters. Write to somebody who you hurt, somebody who hurt you, somebody in the church, and somebody, random who you want to encourage. And those, if you write those letters, that will really help you and to release, some things that you got festering up, because you don't want that to be sitting. And while I was writing those letters helped so much, because I wrote a letter to a person that I thought I hurt. I wrote a letter to the person that I really thought that they hurt me to the core. And I was like, you know what? I forgive you. I'm so sorry that, that I was bitter towards you. And yes, I'm saying I'm sorry for what you've done to me, because I, behind closed doors, I was so bitter and I was angry and I was, thinking about this, that, and the other. So that's what I would advise somebody to do, those little 4 things. And I'll put them below in the information bar. I'm sorry this video took so long. Please forgive me. Know that I love you for real. Continue to watch the RH3 show here on YouTube each and every day. If you do not see a new video come up on your timeline, please go to my recent videos and watch them. And if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to this channel. If you can't comment on this video, please go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/the RH3 show, and comment on there, or you can go to the website rh3show.weebly.com, rh3show.weebly.com, and comment on the video that is under the RH3 show video page. Know that I love you for real, and I will be talking. No, it's under Ask RH3 Show videos, and you'll see 2 tattoo menus that say submission RH3 Show, Ask RH3 submission, and Ask RH3 videos. So go under videos and you can watch it, and hey, whatever. Know that I love you for real, and I'll be seeing you on the next episode of the RH3 Show. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace. I gotta praise him now, praise him cause he called me to switch. Go ahead, cause I know I gotta give it up. If anybody wanna come and praise the Lord, I wanna give him praise him cause he called me to switch. I know I gotta praise because he set me free. Like that he paid free me and